All right, the Reds, it is the post-match pint, and as you can see, we are not in the boozer. Just got to mention that at the top, really. For those that don't know, there is a lockdown of sorts again in the UK and certainly in Liverpool, where the coronavirus cases are higher than elsewhere around the country. So you've all got to pile out of boozers if you do want to go to the boozer by 10 o'clock, which wouldn't have been any good for this particular game. I'm recording this show. So we're back doing it in our celebrity squares, back wearing headphones at home and all the rest of it, trying to do the best that we can. But all the way through, with the Anfield app stuff, we'll do our best to still try and do stuff in person when we can, distancing and all the rest of it. But on this one, we've had to go back to Zoom. And joining me on Zoom, I've got Damian, Kavanagh, I've got Cathy and I've got Imani Williams. And we are talking about the Reds on the march to hopefully what is going to be their 9th League Cup. The last one, of course, was 2012. So, you know, why not win this thing? Why not win this thing with this side we've got out there? And Damian, the Jack Hobbs derby proved to be, not much of a match, really. The Reds were on it from the very start. And, we've just been talking off air, haven't we, about how we don't really like us conceding goals. But, you can't complain when we scored 7.
No, absolutely not. No, and I think it goes back to the press conference with Pep Linders was absolutely inspired and listening to it. And he sort of put himself forward as the candidate to take over Jürgen there, didn't he? But he was so focused and so into the team ethic and so into the values. Yeah, that absolutely transmitted itself to the players. And, obviously it's a cliche for him to say we've got to treat every game like a final and we're here to win and we're going to attack every competition. That first half performance personified all that, didn't it? I mean, that was absolutely sensational, that first half. I mean, the team... I think they did the right thing. Liverpool just basically used the first team squad as much as they could of the lads who haven't played. Make sure we've got some minutes in the legs. Make sure they're fresh. Make sure they're feeling involved. And early season, they're given a chance to say, "Here's me staking my claim. If there's an opportunity to get in the first 11 in the Premier League, here's me chance, or force myself as to be the first sub or something like that." But from goalkeeper right up to centre forward and all in between, they were faultless. It was absolutely ruthless. And it was a statement of it. It carried on really from the other 10 players who'd left, started the match against Chelsea. Obviously it was a surprise really to see Virgil in, but they were absolutely sensational. Dropped off a bit in the second half and felt a bit more pre-season friendly, didn't it? But that's going to happen. You make a couple of changes, consistency, is going to drop off a little bit when the game's already won. But I was made up tonight. I just thought they were great. I thought you couldn't moan in the first half. It was never going to reach those heights in the second half. I think everyone can feel good about themselves this evening. On to the next round. Yeah, why not? We've got the measure of Arsenal. I'm sure we can beat them twice in a week. And the next thing is, we're getting towards the later stages of a cup competition before the season's even started. Yeah, good habits. Let's keep it going.
And Cathy, a Scouse lad wearing number 17, star of the show. That's a story we've heard before. It's obviously a shirt that Steve Gerrard wore and Steve McManaman wore. Curtis assures everyone there on his post-match interview that, that's not the reason he's grabbed the shirt. But I don't think anyone believes him.
No, I don't believe him. I definitely don't believe him. But I think what's good is it looks like he's wearing it lightly. And I think we've had too many shirts in the past where it's been a heavy shirt to wear, whether it's been the number 7 or the number 9. Or there's plenty of times I think where it's almost become hard for players to try and sort of step into those shoes. So I like the attitude of that actually, that he's gone, no, I'm having that shirt and I'm going to wear it. I'm going to play like that. I'm going to play with that same attitude. I'm going to play like I'm a Liverpool player. And I felt that about the whole team tonight. Actually, we've not always seen in cup competitions in the past. Sometimes it can just look really disjointed and it feels like we're throwing a collection of players together that don't really know each other. And you feel like the team sheet was just like read out before the game and no one was really prepared. But this time it felt like as Damian said, it was sort of seamless from the other performances of if you like the first team, so that this was a team playing in the same way. And I know it's easy. It's sort of easy to do that when you're maybe playing a team like Lincoln in these circumstances, especially when you get early goals.
Yeah, I mean
that it's very hard for them when you've scored so early and scored such good goals. Like it's tough, I think, for any team to come back into it. Yeah, but when you scored 7, when you end up disappointed that you only scored 7, what sort of game it was.